Good afternoon, students. Today's topic untouchability. Asprushyata. Untouchability is the practice of discriminating various individuals and groups based on their caste and jobs done by them. Untouchability is the practiced for a very long time. It works on the Indian caste system hierarchy. The untouchables usually bear inhuman treatment because they belong to the lower caste. They have been going through various kinds of discrimination almost all places. It means almost in all over the society, all over the parts of society, right? Here, it is a direct product of the caste system. There are four varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, and the fifth varna that is called as untouchability, or it is also called as a Panchamas. Panchama means a fifth varna. So these are untouchables. Who are the untouchable people? Those whose touch is considered to be defiled, they are untouchable people. Okay, untouchability is a direct product of the caste system. It is not merely the inability to touch a human being of a certain caste or a subcaste. For example, in Karnataka, in India, they also called as SCs and STs. SC means scheduled caste people and ST means scheduled tribals. Those who are living in hill areas, forest, canals, caves, these peoples are called as tribals, right? Yes, it is an attitude on the part of a whole group of people that relates to a deeper psychological process of a thought and belief invisible to the naked eye, translated into various physical acts and behaviors, norms and practices. Okay, untouchability is prompted by the spirit of social aggression and the belief in purity and pollution that characterizes casteism. It is generally taken for granted that Dalits are considered polluted people at the lowest end of the caste order. The jobs considered polluting and impure are reserved for Dalits, and in many cases, Dalits are prevented from engaging in any other work. These these their works or what scavenging or ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬೇಡದ ಲೋವರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಸ್ವೀಪರ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸತ್ತ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಹೆಣವನ್ನು ಹೂಳುವಂತವರು ಇಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಜನರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದೀಸ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ some types of works. These include removing human waste, known as a manual scavenging, right? Dragging away and skinning what dead bodies, tanning leather, making and fixing shoes, and washing clothes. These are the works or tasks of a lower caste, especially here untouchables, right? They are supposed to reside outside the village so that their physical presence does not pollute the real village. Not only are they restricted in terms of a space, but their houses are also supposed to be inferior in quality and devoid of any facilities like water and electricity, or mainly the road facilities also. Okay. And untouchability is present in nearly every sphere of life and practiced in an infinite number of forms. At the village level, Dalits are barred from using wells used by non-Dalits, forbidden from going to the barber shop and entering temples, while at the level of job recruitment and employment, Dalits are systematically paid less, ordered to do the most menial work and rarely promoted. Even at school, Dalit children may be asked to clean toilets and to eat separately. As an instrument of casteism, untouchability also serves to instill caste status to Dalit children from the moment they are born. The very important lower castes are kacharo, filth, mellow, dirty, dudio, dusty, gandi, mud, and Gello, stupids, Panjo, waste are just some of the names given to Dalit boys in Gujarat. Right? Of course, names with similar meanings are given to Dalit girls too. This shows the debilitating effect of untouchability, as it becomes a conscious act of a cooperation between two individuals of a distinct caste or subcaste identity. Okay, then the person treated as an untouchable submits himself or herself to untouchability that practices because of a generational integrated belief that it is right, justified, religious, and natural. Here, these types of a concept, it means the untouchability. The concept of untouchability is in this sense corollary of the caste system, or it is one of the black mark of the caste system or a whole Indian society. And the only way to get rid of it seems to be to get rid of the caste system itself. Okay, focusing on untouchability ignores the root cause of the problem. All the more, so as Article 17 of the Indian Constitution or the Untouchability Offences Act of 1955, which bans untouchability. It is an offense. Okay, confine its a definition to individual discrimination against certain classes of persons not easily identifiable. Okay, in 1950, the National Constitution of India legally abolishes the practice of untouchability, but it came into existence in the year 1955. 1955 ಅಸ್ಪೃಶ್ಯತಾ ನಿವಾರಣಾ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಜಾರಿಗೊಳಿಸಿತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ 17 ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ 17ನೇ ವಿಧಿಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, the no discrimination on the grounds of any caste, creed, society or a place of birth. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಆತನ ಹುಟ್ಟಿನ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಆತನ ಜಾತಿಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನ ಏನು ಕುಲದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನನ್ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ 17, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ 17ನೇ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟಪಡಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ therefore in the year 1950, the National Commission of India legally abolishes the practice of untouchability, and there are constitutional reservations in both educational institutions and public services for Dalits. Unfortunately, these measures have not changed the reality of daily life for most Dalits, as the Indian government frequently tolerates oppression and open discrimination aimed at this group. As the former Indian President K.R. Narayanan himself, a Dalit, noted in his public address to the nation on the eve of Public Day, January 25, 2000, these constitutional provisions, it means the Article 17 or Abolition Act of 1955, these provisions remain unfulfilled through bureaucratic and administrative deformation or by narrow interpretations of these special provisions. Okay, here Dalits usually live in separate areas away from the caste Hindu communities, and they are often forbidden to access public wells. In many areas, when Dalits eat in public restaurants or patronize street vendors, they must use a special glass for drinking tea or a coffee to prevent sharing between Dalits and caste Hindus or Hindu caste. Here, Dalits in different parts of India cannot enter Hindu temples or a Christian churches, and many religious and caste leaders forbid intercaste marriages. So, restrictions of the lower caste people, restrictions on marriage and restrictions on occupation and civil and religious disabilities of these lower caste people, and also idrottige the hierarchical arrangement ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಣಾಸ್, 4 ವರ್ಣಾಸ್, they also called as a fifth varnas or avarnas or a panchamas, right? History of untouchability in India. The term Dalit for the untouchables is derived from the Sanskrit, which means broken or a downtrodden caste. Some people believe that the system of untouchability only prevails in India, but it is also prevalent in other countries such as Japan, Tibet, and Korea. The castes have been derived from a Vedic text which divide people into four major groups: Brahmana, priests and allied people, Kshatriyas, warriors, Vaishyas, small businessmen and merchants, Shudras, sanitary workers, and agricultural works open for all categories. Thus, these differences in the people of ancient India were mostly based on a caste and professions of the people. The struggles for the abolishment of untouchability. After fighting for years against exercising dominance over the oppressed class, the practice of untouchability still has its marks in many societies around us. Even educated people follow these practices. Dr. Bhimarao Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi were among the prominent leaders who fought very hard for the abolition of our practice of our untouchability. Thus, the hard work of such people gave a rightful chance to the Dalits to prove themselves and enhance the chance of equality, harmony, and brotherhood in the society. So, what are the amendment acts in the Constitution? Here, after several movements and struggles to abolish the practice of untouchability, some laws were made in the Constitution to accommodate the interest of the oppressed classes. Article 17 of the Indian Constitution abolished untouchability and declared it as a punishable offense or a punishable act. According to this act, no one can restrict the Dalits or Harijans from entering temples or streets or buses, etc. They are free to use all public services with respect and dignity. Also, no one can refuse from selling anything to the Dalit people. Right? Understand? Okay. The government also gives a reservation to this caste. Reservation means that a certain percentage of places in government colleges and jobs are reserved for the people from lower classes. It therefore ensures that their oppression in the past does not affect the progress of their present and their future. The reservation also aims at providing them a fair chance of education which is beneficial for them along with their families and generations to come. Okay, so this much about untouchability and their constitutional acts and amendments acts and their works, etc., etc. This is coming a short notes on 5 marks or maybe or may not be coming 10 or 15 marks question. ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಬರದಿರ್ಬೋದು 10 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ 15 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಬಟ್ 5 marks very important question. Note please, this is a write a short note ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನ. So very important question. Okay, we will end the meeting now. Thank you for watching.